Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 22, titled Here's Negan. This is the highly anticipated Here's Negan episode. We're going to be looking at Negan's backstory, as well as some present-day stuff, which I think is also interesting. And yeah, we're going to see Lucille, how Negan became Negan. Lots of really awesome stuff. I'm very excited for this episode. It is officially the season finale of Season 10. Season 10 got extended, but this is going to be the last episode of Season 10. And then Season 11 is actually right around the corner. Fear the Walking Dead is right after this, or the following week. And you know, Fear the Walking Dead has been really great. We have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up, so be sure to subscribe if you're a fan of the show. But in today's video, like I said, we're gonna be going through this trailer, breaking it down shot by shot. We also have some commentary from Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Hillary Burton. Hillary Burton, who's actually Jeffrey Dean Morgan's real life wife, is playing Lucille, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, we get some commentary from them, some footage from the trailer, lots of cool stuff. General spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up with The Walking Dead. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright, so as always, we'll go ahead and read the title and the synopsis for this episode. So the title, like I said, is Here's Negan. That is a direct reference to the Robert Kirkman, I guess you can call it like a spin-off comic. It's sort of like its own little comic titled Here's Negan, where we get like Negan's backstory. So this is gonna be like kind of an adaptation of that. You know, this episode though is also gonna focus on current day stuff with the drama between Maggie and Negan, which is something that I'm also very excited for because that was one of like the most anticipated things that I was looking forward to in the season, and we had like a bit of it in episode 17, and then that was it. So excited to see more of that, hopefully, if we get it. But yeah, and then like I said, the synopsis says, with Maggie back in Alexandria, Carol takes Negan on a journey, hoping to minimize the increasing tension. There, Negan has too much time to self-reflect and come to a conclusion about his future. Alright, so a couple of interesting things here. First of all, Maggie back at Alexandria. That's really cool. Carol and Daryl also in Alexandria. So maybe we have, you know, more characters in this episode. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, Carol takes Negan on a journey. And yeah, I think Maggie's gonna come back. There's gonna be some tension there, and Carol, we already know that Daryl's sort of upset about it as well. So maybe Carol's like, you know, everyone isn't really too happy with my situation or with my decision, so let me take Negan on a journey. But the thing that's really interesting is that the part where it says coming to a conclusion about his future. What do you guys think that could mean? Is it him deciding whether or not to go back to the community and apologize and ask to join their community, or is it going off on his own and, you know, doing his own things? I think that's what it may come to. I'm hoping he goes back to the community and apologizes, and, you know, maybe they'll let him in. Again, I don't think Negan and Maggie and Daryl, you know, they don't have to be best friends. You know, they just have to put up with each other, I think. And maybe that's what's gonna happen. Maybe not. Maybe he goes off on his own. But I think that's what it refers to when it says coming to a decision about his future. You guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think that means, and what do you think? What do you think his future is gonna be like? You know, what's gonna happen to him after this episode and in season 11? But yeah, let's get into the trailer. So the trailer opens up with Negan sitting at this fireplace. And he's sort of hallucinating his older self. You can see his jacket there, and then it cuts to him, and he's sitting there with his, you know, his infamous Negan clothes. You know what he was wearing. Well, he's worn a couple times, but most famously during the lineup. And we have like his old self there, and he says, little pig, let me in." So I think this is like the start of his flashbacks and his, you know, thinking about his past. And you can kind of see him like turn around, like he turns and looks at himself, which is what he's hallucinating, and then he turns back to look at the fireplace. And this is, I think, is going to be a really interesting character episode for him, because I'm wondering if he's gonna regret what he did. Is he gonna show that regret? Is he gonna, you know, does he not want to see his old self? Does he not want to, you know, be associated with that Negan anymore? That's the kind of questions that I'm wondering. And we'll see. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Do you think Negan regrets his actions? does he just want to be part of a community, or does he still want to be a leader? Let me know what you think. And then, like I said, we have some commentary from Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Hillary Burton Morgan. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan says it's a perfect time for the Here's Negan story, and then he goes on to talk about how everyone's been super excited that Hillary is playing Lucille. So again, Hillary is his wife, so it's sort of cool to see her playing his wife on The Walking Dead. And then we have some footage of them, and I think it's gonna be like an emotional episode too. She's wearing a wig here. Lucille is sick, and I think we're seeing like their final moments together, their final days or weeks together. And I'm assuming we would see her die, and then Negan become Negan. That's not really a spoiler. I hope not, because that's sort of we already know what happened. He's already talked about it in the past. But I think we're actually going to be seeing it, which is going to just hit a lot harder emotionally. Here we have them eating dinner. Negan says, how's your dinner? And Lucille kind of makes a joke. Lucille says, if I would have known like dog food tasted this good, I would have been eating that all along. I'm paraphrasing. It's not exactly what they said, but essentially that's what's going on in this scene. They're having dinner, and they're living like a basement. So I think these are like the early days of the apocalypse also. So we're gonna see like Negan struggling to kill walkers. If I remember correctly from the table read and stuff like that they released a couple months ago, Negan really doesn't want to kill walkers. Like, he doesn't like the idea of doing that. So this is like really early into the apocalypse, and I'm always a fan of seeing like the early days, right? Like even on the World Beyond and the Alpha, Flashback, stuff like that. I don't know, there's just something about seeing characters at the start of the apocalypse and then seeing them now, which is super interesting to me. Hillary Burton actually goes on to say something really interesting here. She says that she may be biased. Obviously, she's married to Jeffrey Morgan, but she says she may be biased, but she liked the levity that Negan has brought to the show. And I actually think this is a good comment, and I think, in some ways she has a point, and I think a lot of fans will agree with her because, Negan has done some horrible stuff, but he's definitely brought a levity to the show, and, he is funny at times, and I know a lot of fans like Negan, and I think his redemption arc has worked. So I think a lot of people are in favor of Negan, even if he has done, bad things in the past. There's definitely been moments where Negan makes jokes at like bad times, or when everyone is, upset, or, just in the way he talks. Sometimes he just throws in like a funny line here and there. So yeah, that's a good point that she brings up. But anyways, she goes on to say like she would love to know what made this dude tick, and then Jeffrey Dean Morgan says how this man became the man he is. And that's what we're going to be exploring, which I think is interesting. I just said a second ago that in the table read they mentioned how he didn't even want to kill walkers. So like going from not even wanting to kill walkers to becoming who he is now, or who he was in the past when he was running the Saviors, that is a big change in character. So, I think he deserves, he's like one of these characters who I think deserves an episode to see how he became who he is, because it is a drastic change for sure. And then we see him here actually building Lucille. And I love the way they filmed this. Obviously, it's a trailer, so we didn't see the whole thing, but it kind of zooms in on his face while he's building Lucille. And that is such an important weapon to him. So it's going to be really cool to see him build Lucille. And then we have some dialogue from Negan himself in the episode, and he's talking to somebody here, and the position makes it look like he's looking down, like maybe they're on their knees or something. Does that ring a bell? Negan, Lucille, someone on their knees. And he says, I am starting to think that I am capable of damn near anything. And the trailer then shows us he has a gun. He's pointing the gun at someone, and the camera follows him, and he hits something with Lucille. And he hits it very hard. And I'm assuming this is probably a person. And I think this is him, starting to form the Saviors. Maybe he has like a small group, and he sees people who maybe want to push him around, or, be in charge of him. And he's sort of telling them that, no, I'm in charge. And maybe this is the outcome of that. So, this is like peak Negan, you might say. So it's going to be really interesting to see this, huge character change. Because even in the beginning of the trailer, he's having dinner with Lucille, and he's smiling, and such a different character from there until that last scene we just saw, where he hit someone with Lucille. So this is going to be a really interesting episode for sure. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about all this? What do you think about the Negan episode and the trailer? That was the trailer we got, so I am going to wrap it up there. They usually release like another trailer also, which is more of a, it's one without commentary. You know, this one is commentary and trailer. The other ones are usually just regular trailers. So I'll be having a video on that too, so be sure to stay tuned. And we have a lot of Walking Dead videos coming out throughout the week, leading up to this very anticipated episode. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are a fan of the show. But that was a trailer, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.